hotel. You know what I found? Studios are so clinical. And you've been in recording studios. You know, most of them don't have windows. They're very dark. You don't know what time of day it is. Exactly. They're not inspiring. So for the same amount of money, right, you can take a studio's $1,500 a day, roughly. You can take that same money, get the sickest hotel room in whatever city you're in with a view of the Eiffel Tower or, you know, Cape Town, wherever you are, and just set up shop there. And now you have the most inspiring view ever. You spent the same amount of money, and you have room service.
You were in Harry Styles' room. How many other people were in his room?
It's funny, yeah. He came through to the hotel we were at in London, and with no security, no nothing. The thing I like about the British artists, and I will say this is a lesson to you American artists, you don't need an entourage. Chill with the freaking entourage. They walk around, Ed, like I've hung out with Ed a lot. We walk around London anywhere without security.
Yeah.
And Harry Styles, same deal. He's just nosing around, just whatever. I just took the metro to get here, and who cares, you know? Yeah, you attract what you put out. If you want people to look at you, walk around with a crew of 4 or 5 people.
Right. Tell me about the 1D boys. Everyone must ask you, but what are they like to work with?
They are every bit as handsome, if not handsomer, than you would have. I'm just kidding. They are.
He's not. They are handsomer.
Yeah.
More handsome.
Don't let them near your wives or girlfriends. They're super nice. I mean, I think the thing that shocked me the most when I met them, you know, because you see acts. We've been around long enough. We see acts kind of explode and go away and explode and go away. So it's always interesting when you come into contact with them because no one's quite as they seem on camera. And the One Direction guys were just dudes. I don't know how else to put it. They were just normal guys. They reminded me of guys that I went to college with, and you wouldn't know that they were the most famous guys in the world.
That's so American, isn't it?
Dudes.
They love basketball and Bugattis like the rest of us.
Yeah. Favorite 1D member, guys?
I mean, they love Bugattis, the basic stuff. Nobu, you know.
Nobu, Bugatti, basketball.
Favorite 1D member? Any favorite ones?
You know, it's hard to choose. If I could,
Drew knows. Drew has
take all 5 of them and put them in a panini press and make a panini, that would be my favorite.
Ooh, is a panini a sandwich or a sticker?
It's a sandwich.
I thought those stickers are called
We're in
paninis.
England.
Which one gets the most shit?
I'm
asking you.
Probably Harry.
All right, then he's mine.
Hey, I know Harry the best, so he'd be my favorite.
Okay, I like it, and the hair's kind of cool as well. Rocking a Harry hair over there.
It's all extension. It's all extensions. It's all extensions.
Annoyed at all when One Direction came around and got so successful because I was typing you guys in. It was like One Direction. I was like, "Where's One Republic? They are nowhere to be found."
I was a little annoyed, and I met those dudes. I got to know some of them somewhat. Some of these I got to know Harry fairly well, and still see him, you know, reasonably often.
He's making music?
Yeah, he's making music. I don't know what for. I know he's acting right now.
He just signed an $80 million Columbia Records deal.
Oh, there you go.
That's
boom.
A lot of money to pay back.
That's a lot of money, yeah. Well, those numbers are always
fudged.
Always completely inaccurate as to what actually happens. Yeah. Like an $80 million deal, even something like that, the way the money breaks down, the way the terms break down.
He never gets it.
Yeah, well, it's not that he never gets it. It's that money could literally include the entire marketing budget, could include tour support for all you know. If it's a 360 deal, could include staff. It literally, out of $80 million, an artist could legitimately end up with 8.
Yeah.
It could end up with 8.
It's like running a business.
10%. Yeah, that's just the way it works. Those numbers are always misleading. And then you have commissions and attorneys and business managers, et cetera. But regardless, yeah, he's a really good dude. I met those guys right after they formed in Westwood. I remember I was at the W. I got brought in. We had just done we were making our second album. I had Apologized, Bleeding Love, and right at that time, I had a Beyonce record and a Kelly. I had a bunch of records coming out at the same time, and I went to the meeting in Westwood and met those guys, and they they all had copies of the first album and were fans. They knew like the deep cuts. That's so awesome. I didn't assume that they got their inspiration of their name at all from us, but I will say that yes, it was, I'd be lying if I didn't say it was annoying, only because, when you've been a band as long as we have and have had, you know, we're not the biggest band on earth, but we've done okay. And you go into meetings, DJs, not all the time, but fairly often, would have a Freudian slip because they had just interviewed One Direction. So we got Ryan Tedder from One Direction coming in 5 minutes. But it's not cool. I couldn't help but cringe. Yeah, the times, and it's not because I'm like, oh, they suck. It's like, no, we have been around longer. First. And yeah, we own the word one in perpetuity.
Let's go down.
Okay, yeah, this is. I feel like you guys just picked this one out of thin air. Yeah, this is One Direction right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The funny story about that is Simon Cowell had called me to do something for One Direction. They had already had that first big album.
Yeah.
And I was touring in the UK with One Republic at the time, and I had a day off in London. And so what could I do to convince you to go to Manchester? The band's going to be playing the arena or whatever it was in Manchester, probably stadium at that point. And I said, okay. So I get up there and I was exhausted. I was going on about 4 hours of sleep. I had no idea for a song. And it's the morning of the session. The night before, I wrote a song with one of their guys, and we did it. It was like the worst song ever. It will never see the light of day. And I think I was going to meet them at 1 p.m., 1300, as you guys say. Yeah. And I'm up at like 8 a.m. and I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing. And I turn on the session and I just start playing some stuff and wrote that song pretty much just myself in the room between like 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. So by the time I got to them, I had the song, and I was finishing lyrics on the cab ride to the venue, and stalling them. I was stalling Harry and everybody. Don't you think you should get some coffee first? Yeah. You know what? Go get some coffee. Maybe hit the loo before you. Yeah. Anything to buy an extra 10 minutes because I hadn't written it, and then I finished the lyrics as they were all coming through, and then got in with Zayn and was floored by that guy's voice.
My first question was going to be, guys, do you really often get mistaken for One Direction?
Nope. No.
Yes.
Look at these wrinkles.
Okay. The thing is, we're better looking.
Yep.
So
more talented.
We get this. I'm
totally kidding.
We get this. Anytime there's confusion, we just say, all right, put a picture up side by side, and then people, okay, clearly the better looking. And I mean, I think we're like a couple years older than them. No, we don't get mistaken for them, but we have DJs back when they were a group. And I'm not going to say that I'm happy they broke up, but I will say I'm happy
they broke up.
I'm gonna. Yeah, we haven't been compared.
What?
We haven't had a snafu with their name and our name in over a year because they stopped being a group. But DJs would just slip up and they'd say, okay, coming up next, we have Love Runs Out by One Direction. One Republic.
And then you come on, they're like, oh, then it's like a fine cheese.
Yeah.
They got better with age. Yeah. Do you like that? Could do wine.
English cheddar.
There you go.
He's a wine guy. Yeah.
Oh, Wensleydale. That's a good cheese.
And to all their fans, we're being sarcastic, by the way. We will literally get death threats.
Well, just quickly.
Harry and I hit it off, and then we did some stuff individually just for him. And then anytime I see him, he's might be the nicest pop star in the world, as you guys, I'm sure you know. He's like remembers my wife's name, remembers my kid's name. Like it's unbelievable. And every time we're together in the same room or whatever, it's the same thing. It's like, mate, we should get up and write. Like we should do it. And then life gets busy.
We're always fascinated by the morphing of his accent, though.
Is it changing a bit? Yeah.
Well, he starts out, he's like, hey, Ryan.
It's pretty good.
What's your wife's name, Ryan?
That's really good.
What is her name?
Genevieve.
Hey, man, how's it going? Is Genevieve about?
That is so good.
Is it weird?
That is so good.
I did the math backstage before the show, and based on the amount of people that are here tonight, however many thousands, there's at least 6 or 7 people who came and thought for some weird reason that One Direction had reunited and they were playing in New Jersey. You know who you are. It's okay. He's like, okay, there he is. He's the guy nursing the long boy sitting down. The tall boy, sorry. So, I love that. Because by the end of tonight, bro, you're mine. And the simple fact is, we have way more hits. Harry Styles is killing it. He's killing it. You know, he's amazing. He's amazing. I've been lucky enough to work with Harry, One Direction, funny enough, since we have the One Direction fans sitting down right here.